my advice to anyone trying to break into the field is, as they say, your network is your net worth. Keep networking, attending conferences, keep applying and doing interviews until you are eventually hired.
Hi, I'm Kyser Clark, and welcome to The Hacker's Cache, the show that decrypts the secrets of offensive security one bite at a time. Every week, I invite you into the world of ethical hacking by interviewing leading offensive security practitioners. If you are a penetration tester, bug bounty hunter, red teamer, or blue teamer who wants to better understand the modern hacker mindset, whether you are new or experienced, this show is for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I have Constantinos Kaplanis, who has over 3 years of experience in cybersecurity and currently works as a senior penetration tester. For education, he has a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering. For certifications, he has the BSCP, that's the Burp Suite Certified Practitioner, the CRTO, the OSCP, the PNPT. He's also completed the Zephyr and Dante Hyptomox Pro Labs, and he has the 1,000-day streak badge on TryHackMe. Not a certification, but an impressive accomplishment nonetheless. So go ahead and unpack your experience and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation. So, who am I? My name is Constantinos Kaplanis, a senior penetration tester from Cyprus with over 3 years of experience in the field. I'm an early adopter of the PNPT certification from Cybersecurity, the OSCP from OSCP, the CRTO from Zero Point Security, and the BSCP from Portswigger.
Nice. So, yeah, thanks for hopping on the show and doing this episode with me. So, one thing that really sticks out about your career is that you didn't have an IT background. You didn't have a job in IT. You wasn't a system administrator. You wasn't a help desk. You wasn't a network engineer, and you went straight into cybersecurity.
Yes.
How did you do that?
To be honest, that was very hard. As someone who have done more than 500 applications worldwide, in order to enter the field, I would like to share what you will encounter in different formats of interviews for people trying to break into the field. Um, so, I have done, let's say, 500 applications, and then I had only 10 interviews, only 10 invitations for the first stage, and I only got one offer, and was that was mainly due to my networking, because I was attending events and growing my network, and I had, as a last resort, I had to utilize my network, so I did. Um, I would like to categorize interviews in three different types. The most common one, those asking any experience. If you have, if you don't have any, you speak about your hack the box, try hack me, or any certificate you might have. You might be asked technical questions, or you will be asked on the second interview. The second one is a straight technical assessment without asking anything. And the third one is technical questions interview prior to an assessment. For example, tell me the ports of FTP, SSH, DNS. Is DNS TCP or UDP? What's the difference between encode, encryption, hashing? Explain and analyze the CIA triad. The five phases of penetration testing or WASP 10 vulnerabilities. Explain a scenario where you are connected internally in a network, how you perform a penetration test, these type of things. Yes. So
And
my advice to anyone trying to break into the field is, as they say, your network is your net worth. Keep networking, attend conferences, keep applying and doing interviews until you are eventually hired.
So you said there's multiple different types of interviews. Do you feel that one type is easier than others, or one that's harder than others, or do you think they're all about the same difficulty, or what do you think is the most challenging type of interview?
I would say it will be better to ask the candidate questions to assess the technical, I would say, knowledge first, and then give them the task to the challenge to prove himself, for example.
And so you said you applied 500 times, and rejection is awful. What
Yes.
is what is the mentality that you took after getting those rejections, and what made you keep going
The
and not giving up?
the try harder mentality.
Nice, nice. Yeah, that was me too. Like I was like, well, if I quit, then I'm never gonna get it. I didn't put in 500 applications. I think when I was trying to get out of the military, I think I might have put in like 100 or so. So 500, and that was a rough experience. So you did that 5x. So that's a lot. That's 5x the pain right there. That's good on you for overcoming those challenges. I'm excited to announce that memberships are now live for my YouTube channel. And if you decide to become a member, you'll get early access to videos, access to member only polls, loyalty badges for the YouTube channel chat, and priority reply to the YouTube comments. Of course, if you can't or don't want to become a member, that is totally fine. I will always release the same free content you come to expect, and your support just by watching is more than enough to keep the channel going. But for those who do join, your contribution helps invest into new tools, technologies, and people to help the channel go further. The goal is to create even more content and raise the quality of every video for everyone. Thank you for considering memberships, and as always, thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the rapid fire questions here. So for those who don't know, Constantinos will have 30 seconds to answer 5 questions. And if he answers all 5 questions in 30 seconds, he'll get a bonus 6 question unrelated to cybersecurity. So, are you ready for the rapid fire round?
Yes.
And for these, don't explain your answer, just give me the first thing that pops in your mind. You'll get the chance to explain your most interesting answer when we're done. Your time will start when I finish asking the first question. So, Konstantinos, what is, in your opinion, the most useful certification?
BSCP.
What is the worst advice you've ever received in cybersecurity?
I've never received any.
Favorite favorite programming language?
I would say C++.
Most exciting part of your job?
New things pop up each time.
What was your first computer?
Uh, 8 years old, I think.
We just missed it. You had 32 seconds.
Oh,
So not the worst time, but you're just over it. So unfortunately, we won't have the bonus question. But I appreciate you taking the time to unpack some of those questions. So you said your favorite programming language is C++. Why is it C++? And yeah, what do you like about it?
and because now I'm studying for a certificate that has derivation and stuff like that. So
The OSEP?
the CRTL
Oh, okay.
from 0 point
And,
century.
okay. So so it's your favorite programming language because it's what you're focused on right now. What was I guess what languages did you learn before that?
I wouldn't say that I have that much exposure. Python and the scripting languages, Bash,
Okay.
PowerShell.
All right,
On these by no means.
let's move on to another topic that you're passionate about, which is what in your opinion is the most underrated attack vectors? What are you using that is in your day-to-day work that's underrated?
As you know, printers are a treasure trove of information. So I have let's say obtained administrator level privileges from just a printer. People. let's say don't pay that much attention on the printers, and you can access them with unrestricted access, for example, or default credentials. You can find their users. I even had a time where I could multiple times, sorry, where I could perform passback attack. So what happens is you spawn an SMB server, for example, and you change the target host to your IP and obtain clear text credentials. Then you can use them to perform lateral movement. Yes, one time I had a straight domain admin like this, and also I've seen local admins with null passwords, meaning I could, yes, I was praying with null password, and I see machines pop the spawn. When you do the crack map exec with dash dash localauth. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, that's an attack that I've recently become familiar with the through the printers. But yeah, like you said, you go into the printer, you might get like what are they default credentials, and you log into the printer, and then you'll see credentials stored on the printer, and then you just change the IP and port to your attack host, and you can, like you said, send a clear text credentials to yourself, and then you can use those, throughout the network, like you said, crack map exec.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes it's not even you don't even have to log in with default credentials. It's right there. The information or the possibility to the attack vector to perform the passback attack. So you don't even have to log in sometimes. So if you can perform passback attack, you can obtain usernames, generate the username list, and then spray password spray. So what's password spray is you have a list of users, and then you use one specific password on each one of these on the list in order to prevent locking out users.
Nice. Yeah, that's good to know. So that's one attack vector that you really like. What are some of your other favorite pen test stories that you can share?
I don't have any other that comes to my mind. I've seen a lot. I also I suspect you also seen a lot of, like for example, extremely old Windows, but that's low hanging fruit, you know.
Yeah, right. So you have the 1000 day streak badge on TryHackMe, and I personally think that is a monster achievement because I have the 365 day streak badge, and I think I got my streak to like, I don't know, 390 something, maybe 400 something, and I quit. I just snapped the streak because it was getting rough. So you did that times like three. So you did what I did times about three, maybe even a little more than that, and you got 1000 day streak badge. So what? How did you do it? Because it's not easy to log in and try hack me and
Yes.
answer a question every single day. What kept you motivated? Why did you do it? Just yeah, tell me all about that 1000 day streak
So
badge journey.
yes, when I was unemployed and trying to enter the field, I started and try hack me platform, and I get to a level where I land a job. I keep doing practice. I keep practicing on the TryHackMe platform, where I reached the level where I was like 800 days. But back then I was studying for the CRTO, and I didn't want to lose, so I kept logging and answering just one answer a day in order to maintain that. I think what happened there was a day that I forgot to log in and answer the question, and I lose the streak, because I have already used the freeze. They give you freeze days, one freeze day, let's say, but people don't know that if you have a lot of days, you can inform the team of TryHackMe, and they will give you back your day streak. If you, let's say, forgot once in every couple of hundreds.
Yeah, that's advice that not a lot of people know. Like you said, you can email TryHackMe and say, "Hey, my street snack, can you bring it back?" Yeah, so for the 1000 day streak badge, for me, I had to set an alarm every day. I had an alarm at 10 o'clock every day because the streak would snap at midnight every day. And I had to do a question before midnight. And like I said, I'd have an alarm at 10 to give me 2 hours to go solve a question. And sometimes I would get the question figured out before that, but the alarm would just remind me because there was um I think I had like 80 something days in a row and I snapped it on accident because I was so caught up with life, right? I just wasn't thinking about trying me at all. And I was yeah, I was on vacation with my girlfriend at the time and no, I wasn't on vacation. We were just doing some outdoor activities and we're like hiking up this mountain and I'm like midnight hits. I'm like, "Oh no." I just down my streak, and then it was gut wrenching down my streak at like 80 and having it reset. And I started from the beginning and started over, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna get this 365-day streak badge, and I'm going to set an alarm, and I'm gonna do this. And at the time, there was only the 365-day streak badge. I was the only one on TryHackMe, and I was like, "That's the goal to get." And then once they came out the 5,000 day, they had like now they have the 500-day badge, the 1,000-day badge. They got like a 5,000-day badge. I don't even know how many badges they got.
I
It's crazy. I'm
suspected
like,
that when I reached
that's
365, they didn't have 500.
that's
And
crazy to
I
me.
said, I said, I will try 500. And they, before I was 500, they had a budget like 500. And when I reached that, I would say 1,000 definitely. And then they added the 1,000 budget.
Nice. Yeah, that's really cool, man. So I applaud your commitment to being disciplined and your consistency because, like I said, the 365-day streak badge was very difficult for me, and you did it like times three, and that's a lot. And when you snapped it, did you choose to snap your streak, or is it still active?
It's still active. I'm 1,360 something.
It's still active, dude. That's crazy. So I didn't even know that. That's wild. So what do you do? Do you have like did you have an alarm like I do to remind you to do it, or
No,
you just
yeah,
first thing you wake up like how do you do it?
yes. Yes, first thing I wake up, just to maintain the, or if I have time, I'll see a room. Yes, I'm aiming the
Well,
1500.
that's very impressive. Yeah, I tip my cap out to you, and hopefully we see a new badge, a higher one. What's the next one? Is it 2,500? Is that the next badge that you get, or is it
No,
5,000?
I'm not sure if they have 1250 or they have. Not sure.
Yeah, I think yeah, you're right. It might be 1,250, but yeah.
I'm
So
not sure.
yeah, when you get the badge, let me know. I'll definitely celebrate your accomplishment with you. So moving on to one of your favorite certs, which is the Burp Suite Certified Practitioner. Why why do you like that certification so much?
I would say it's the most difficult of all that I have because mainly due to time restrictions. It's not that expensive though, but it's pretty tough.
So what does that certification contain? Like what's the format? Like what do you have to do to pass certification? How much time do you have?
You have 4 hours to complete two web applications. Each web application has three stages. The first stage is to log in as a user. The second one is to escalate to an admin, and the third one is to obtain remote code execution, and read the flags on the web server. Um, yes, and
And
as yeah,
that one
as
doesn't require a report, right?
no,
Which is, do you think the lack of report hurts it at all, or do you think that just made it more, um, m- or more of a reason why you like it because you don't have to type a report at the end? Because once you do enough reports, you just kind of get sick of them, in my opinion.
I wouldn't mind if they had a report, but
Mm.
after the 4 hours, you can't concentrate to write a report. So if they had it, they will had it like the OCP has 24 hours after to do the report, something like that.
And for that one, do you get your results immediately? Like once you get done with the exam, they say, "Hey, you passed the failed," right then on the spot.
You passed because you submit the flags, but the badge takes. I think they send me it after 2 working days or something.
Okay, so it takes a couple of days to get the actual
I'm not
certification, the
sure. Yeah,
actual
I'm not
badge.
sure if it's in the platform. I haven't checked the platform, but I received the email.
Yeah. And yeah, like you said, you know you passed because you got the flags. That's kind of how like an OffSec cert goes because like you get the flags for an OffSec cert and you know you passed. You just got to write a good report. And their report requirements honestly aren't that bad. And so if you fail because if you have all the flags for an OffSec cert, but you fail because you had a bad report, then you really had a bad report because their reporting requirements aren't that strict in my opinion. But yeah, that's I mean, there's part of you says, oh, maybe I left something on the report. You know, you don't know for sure till you get the, but that's uh that's nice to know that about the Burp professional certification. And then they have one cert, right? They don't have more than that, right?
The Portugal only have one, as far as I know.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and move into our final question. Do you have any additional cybersecurity hot takes or hidden wisdom you would like to share?
I have a message for gatekeepers, whether hiring managers or HR. So I have met people into cybersecurity field, not specifically pentesters, who are not willing to put in the effort. They just finish their work and that's it, bare minimum. It's a pity because, on the other hand, I have met people trying to switch careers or are complete juniors without even a degree who are super talented, highly dedicated, that cannot land a job. I don't know how this happens, but please fix it as soon as possible.
Yeah, it is hard to break in the field when people are they don't have any IT background, and that's why I asked you that really early. Is like, how did you break in the field? What was you doing before you be was in cybersecurity?
Me personally, I just um, graduated from the university, and for 6 months I was studying for the PNPT. I was one of the early adopters, as I mentioned earlier. Um, so that was my goal, to obtain the certificate and to have something to show. But back in these days, it didn't have that much of a recognition that the OSCP has, for example, back in the days. Now they are. I've seen that a lot of job postings have the PNPT included, but back then only the people in the industry that are heavily involved knew that.
Well, Constantinos, thank you so much for being here and providing your insights to the audience. Where can the audience get a hold of you if they want to connect with you?
So LinkedIn profile.
In audience, LinkedIn is also a great way to get a hold of me. Also, my website, kaiserclark.com. I will provide a link for Constantinos's LinkedIn profile in the show notes of this episode. Audience, if you haven't reviewed the show, if you're on Apple or Spotify, please leave a 5-star review on the show. If you're on YouTube, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And hopefully I see you in the next episode. Until then, this is Kyser signing off.